2025 was a great year for gaming. We had the launch of the Switch 2 and with it Donkey Kong Bonanza, Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden got released, Sparking Zero and Shantae Advance came out, and a whole bunch of other things got announced for next year, which is this year. Among the many games that came out this year, there are 3 racing games that ended up being very successful: Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Kirby Air Riders, which is the focus of today's video. When Crossroads came out, Mario and Sonic fans went to war trying to claim that their respective games were better. While they were arguing, Kirby fans were snickering in the corner just knowing that their game was going to be better. But is it true? Was Kirby Air Riders the best racing game of 2025? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. We'll be going over reviews, player counts, and then at the end of the video, I'll determine if Kirby came out on top this year. Of course, everyone has their own opinions though. Let's get started. Kirby Air Riders has 116 critic reviews and scored an average of 79, which is generally good. The positive reviews go on to praise the game for its exciting gameplay and being able to outdo the original game. Nintendoers rated it a 95 and said Kirby Air Riders lands on Nintendo Switch 2 as the comeback nobody expected, but once it's in your hands, it almost feels inevitable. Sakurai brings back the experimental essence of Kirby Air Riders and boosts it with the ambition of a modern console. More modes, more characters, more vehicles, and a flood of ideas that keep the formula alive without betraying its spirit. On Metacritic, there are 25 mixed reviews. Critical Hits goes on to say Kirby Air Riders delivers a unique racing concept to the counterintuitive controls and innovative mechanics. The learning curve is steep, which contrasts the character's friendly appearance. The City Challenge mode adds strategic depth but may confuse casual players. Despite being technical and fun, the game feels out of place compared to the more accessible options in the genre. These mixed opinions talk about how parts of the game might feel too complicated or boring, as well as the limitation of the controls, which is a valid take. I did notice this one going through the tutorials, but it didn't bother me that much. This isn't about me though. Kirby Air Riders has 1 negative review, which is really impressive. This one comes from Metro Game Central. The most baffling Nintendo release of recent years, with a quasi-remake of one of the GameCube's worst games that seems to specifically design to irritate and confuse would-be players. What? Diving further into their website, they basically say the controls are bond, city trial mode sucks, and single-player mode reeks. Logan Plant from IGN gave Kirby Air Riders an 8 out of 10. Surprisingly, I think IGN has the best take by far. Kirby Air Riders' unconventional controls can get in its own way sometimes, but they don't stop it from being fun, frantic action racing game with an almost unreal amount of stuff to do. User review ratings on Metacritic is an 86 out of 100, which is very good. This guy said, "This game is amazing. It has so many different things to do, not just basic racing, and it's simplistic to get the hang of, but also so chaotic, and there's a high skill ceiling, and the customization don't even get me started. It's great, especially how you can," he didn't put any commas in there, "how you can buy other people's designs for parts from them. It's truly a gem. And the story mode, chef's kiss. Nothing else to say. I choose it over Mario Kart World, and I'm not disappointed in that in the slightest. And the best part of it all is the physical release is an actual game cartridge, not a key card." And this dude said,
"Kirby Air Riders is the ultimate proof that Masahiro Sakurai was more interested in checking his reflection in a CRT monitor than actually designing a functional video game. It's an unbottomized racing experience that threats its audience like they have the motor skills, stripping away the entire genre's depth until all that's left is a single button gimmick that feels like a prototype someone forgot to finish."
Sonic Crossroads has 85 critic reviews and scored an average of 82 out of 100. The Sonic franchise really has been on a roll since 2022. We had Frontiers, Shadow Generations, Murder Sonic the Hedgehog. We have only really been flopping in the mobile games department. Most positive reviews talked about the drifting, high-speed racing action, and the customizable vehicles. A company by the name of Voxel rated it a 95 out of 100. They said, "Overflowing with charisma, Sonic Racing Crossroads is the racing game the Blue Blur always deserved. A true tribute with that unmistakable arcade vibe that honors his legacy in gaming. The gameplay is smooth and satisfying as driving in real life, and a wealth of content built to entertain for generations. The game reignites the friendly rivalry between Sega and Nintendo. This time, though, the race is neck and neck." Gaming Trends said Sonic Racing Crossroads sets itself apart from the other kart racers with its speed of gameplay, amount of customization, brilliant soundtrack, and great cast of characters that will expand more and more with DLC. Sonic Crossroads garnered 11 mixed reviews and 0 negative reviews. This has to be the first Sonic game in history that no critics have hated on. One of the few mixed reviews reads, Sonic Racing Crossroads offers plenty of arcade fun, especially multiplayer. If you have a friend over and you're looking for a great racing game, you'll find what you're looking for here. Equally, if you enjoy online play, Sonic Racing Crossroads will scratch an itch. However, due to shallow progression systems, players may find themselves lacking the incentive to play more alone. That said, fans of the Sonic franchise will eat well here since Crossroads soundtrack, as well as its literal tracks, are brimming with the adoration for the Blue Hedgehog and his storied history. Jada Griffin with IGN rated Crossroads a 9 out of 10, which is insane to me. IGN rating a Sonic game above a 5? Never heard of it. Going to user reviews, Crossroads score shot up to an 86 out of 100. Fans love the inclusion of characters from other franchises. Complaints from negative reviews mainly talk about the servers. I remember how bad the servers were when I first started playing in the open network testing. Even now they're still a little janky, but that's about it. Mario Kart World has the highest critic score out of the two games. With 137 critic reviews, the average rating is an 86 out of 100. Books rated it a perfect 100 and said, there's a reason Mario Kart sells as well as it does. Just ignore that it's bundled with the console this time. It's truly a game anyone can enjoy, and with the addition of new knockout tour modes, integration with game chat, and the free roam map that fundamentally changes how Mario Kart works, there's truly something for everyone here. This Switch 2 exclusive also has less mixed critic reviews than both games, only having 6. One of them reads, a lot of flash and some substance, it's a very fun game and a package that doesn't live up to its massive potential, much less the massive price tag it's introduced to mainstream gaming. While critics seem to praise the open world, new tracks, and new models, the fans do the exact opposite. When getting into user reviews, Kart Road actually drops from an 86 to a 70. That's a first for a Mario game. This is a good game. I mean, it's Mario Kart, but there are many problems in this game. Many of the tracks are incredibly straight with nothing but the chaos from the other racers to make it fun to drive on, which often won't happen. There are a lot of cool mechanics like grinding, wall riding, dynamic weather, and etc., but they are all underutilized or have limitations. iRound 2006 rated it a 3, wow, and said,
this feels like it was effortlessly thrown together. The game lacks significant artistic detail, making it feel empty and unpleasant. The details and the facial expression of characters are a nice touch on a positive note, though the lack of characters and the overabundance of unnecessary additions, costumes, playable obstacles, mechanic features, etc., don't constitute to the price of the game.
Logan Plant, again, rated the Kart World at 8 out of 10. Mario Kart World may not make the most convincing case that going open world was the boost the series needed, but excellent multiplayer racing, incredible polish, and the thrilling new knockout tour mode still more than live up to its legacy. Now we're going to get into player counts to see if the game can still pull in players after the initial launch. We'll start off with Kirby Air Riders again. Unfortunately, the online play isn't looking very good. Instead of racing mode, CPUs often fill up lobbies. The majority of the game's population lies in the city trial mode, where you collect power-ups before facing off in a random event. This is probably the most well-known mode in the game, but like I said before, the other modes struggle to get players in. So why is this? One very obvious reason that'll come up later is the price. Kirby Air Riders costs $70, which is already ridiculous on its own. It's even more ridiculous when you realize that this is a spin-off game and not the actual mainline game. A lot of people aren't going to be willing to pay that much for something they could easily lose interest in. Another reason for empty servers is the regional lock. Kirby Air Riders does not combine servers from across the world. This game could be thriving in Japan with bustling servers, while you might be getting a full server every 100 matches in America. The Mario Kart World player count has plummeted following its initial release last year. Empty server codes pop up on the regular, and it's a highly debated subject if the game is actually dead or not. Apparently, discords are needed to actually queue up in matches. The first obvious reason is the $80 price tag. I shouldn't have to say much for both of us to realize how stupid this is. The game got rid of multiple loved features the other games had and doesn't get updated at all. After launch, not one noticeable update has come out. Matter of fact, the only noticeable update was one that messed up the online matchmaking. Sonic Crossroads servers have actually been doing pretty well. The last Sonic racing game didn't nearly have as much players as the latest installment. Most players use consoles to engage in the game. Despite the success, I've heard that player counts are low on Steam. It's also a well-known fact that the game didn't meet the standard Sega wanted it to. I think Sega is really pushing for this game because they continually update it. We just got free DLC the other day for Sonic's birthday. Classic Sonic. It's rendered, it's really good. After all the feedback I presented to you, we circle back to our main question. Is Kirby Air Riders the best racing game of 2025? In my opinion, I would say yes. Kirby Air Riders delivers you something far more unique than the other two racing games. Multiple modes, fun ways to control your vehicles, good cinematics, and story mode. There isn't a lot for you to do in Sonic Crossroads after playing the regular pre-mode, and a lot of Mario maps feel straight and lifeless, only really spicing up towards the final lap. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.